And so the logical conclusion that they had to come to was either the healing wasn't real, and they couldn't deny that because there were witnesses and they could see it for themselves. And so they had to say something about his teaching. It must be blasphemy. It must be false teaching. And so because he was really healing, how was he healing? If he was a blasphemous teacher, if he was a false teacher, he must be healing by the powers of the dark side. So he casts out demons by power of the demons. He got his power from his Ouija board, the dark side. And this is the origin of these words that Jesus speaks when he says, the blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. Many of you have, from earliest ages, wondered what this phrase means. What does it mean to blaspheme the Holy Spirit? But this is the context. That Jesus was speaking to a group of people who were seeing what Jesus was doing, the actions of God, and calling it the actions of Satan. And so blasphemy of the Holy Spirit in this context is really a non-repeatable thing in our world. Jesus was in the world, God was in the world in the form of Jesus. And the Pharisees were saying that he was blaspheming. And then he came back and said, no, this is a blasphemy of the Holy Spirit, because you are calling what is good evil. What is of God, the work of Satan. One commentator says, it is the denial of the power and greatness of God. Now, remember in that text, what does it say in 28 and 29? There is forgiveness for all. And Jesus even says, all the blasphemies and sins of men and women will be forgiven. But there is this continual, obstinate stubbornness that says, this is not the work of God. This is the work of Satan. It's a lack of awareness. It's ignoring the work of God. It's not so much, I've heard it explained before, it's shaking your fist at God. But the psalmist shake the fist at God. There are many people who have had a death or an experience where they're so angry at God and they have to express that. That's not what this text is talking about. It's more ignoring and putting aside the works of God. And even to the extent of calling them the work of Satan. So there's forgiveness for all. But one exception